So, want to know how I was able to double my revenue for my cold email agency from year one to year two? Well, there's a lot that actually goes into that story. And I'll start all the way back at the beginning. So, for those who don't know me, my name is Andrew. I'm the founder of RevFuel. We're an SDR agency that works with B2B SaaS and agencies to help deliver meetings on their calendar with their qualified buyers on a weekly basis. And I began my career as an SDR way back in 2017. I actually never thought I would find myself in sales. Always thought of the idea of sales as just snake oil salesman, sleazy, kind of that used car salesman. Was also kind of a quiet person, so really never thought I'd ever be in it. Always wanted to work in the startup space, didn't have a coding background, didn't want to do marketing, didn't really know what I wanted to do, and ended up landing an internship at one of the earlier sales development agencies, back in 2017, kind of unknowing that it was an actual sales role. And from there, I dove in and I got to actually learn how to build sales processes. We worked with a lot of SaaS startup companies that they had a market, they had a product, maybe a small sales team, maybe no sales team, and we basically went and built in their outbound funnel. And then, okay, how do you actually build a process to be able to reach out? So it's very fortunate where most SDRs they just they learn how to be SDR for their company. They really don't know how to learn how to build the process. They're given a call script, a talk track. They're given emails that are already written. They obviously understand their prospects' pain points and challenges, and obviously understand the offer they're selling, their service or product. They really don't know how to actually build it. And I was super fortunate from day one to actually learn not only how to do those things, but how the hell do you build those things, which I think has put me far beyond the 6+ years of my career so far. I feel like it's been double because I've learned from day one how to actually build a sales process, and go to market. And I did that for a little while. Got thrown into from being an SDR to an account executive working for one of our clients. Remember being on sales meetings, like just having graduated school with people that went to like MIT and had 15, 20 years and had no idea what the hell I was doing. I only wish, back then I knew what I did now, and I probably would have crushed it then. So spent time doing that, got to learn early on about email deliverability. I remember one time we actually went, our prospecting efforts, we were not getting good deliverability at all. So I don't even know if email warm-up was really a thing at the time. We basically built our own system with a bunch of emails, and remember emailing all these email addresses, opening, replying just to get our reputation back up. And I remember my boss was like, "Oh, this could be a business." I was like, "Oh, interesting." And now there's massive tools out there that do these things. So pretty funny. I did that for about a year, a little over a year and a half. And my boss at the time was also doing sales training. And long story short, brought me on to, start another company, a sales company, a training company, a boot camp for people that wanted to get into the tech and software space. I learned how to build B2B processes before that. Now I got to learn how to build B2C processes, and really got to learn how to start selling high ticket items. I started doing sales, selling this program that was thousands of dollars. And then, and really got to hone how to run discovery calls, how to qualify people, how to close deals. From there, I was able to then move into start building out our training side of the program, our member success. And that was my first introduction to how to manage people. I was 23, 24 at the time and started, building out a team. I was pretty good on the operational side of things, pretty organized, systematized, but I was now managing like 5 or 6 people and they had a quota. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And it was a massive learning experience for me, to be able to, one, build out an entirely new department, two, actually hit a quota, and three, like lead people. And more than just lead people, like lead people that were older than me. I was 23, 24 and leading some people that were working for, 30, 31, 32, whatever their age was. They were older. And I was like, should I be managing them? Do I know what I'm talking about? Do I know what I'm doing? So I did that for about 6 months and it was a really difficult time. It was a great learning experience, but I just felt so out of place. Like I don't know how to lead people and manage people, all the while also building out a process. Maybe if I was put into a position where the system and process was built, the department was there, and I got kind of groomed to managing, maybe I would have done a little better. But I had to, one, build this process and department, and then two, manage and lead these people. And I did that for a couple of years, and then, moved more into a sales operational role where I really dove into building out sales processes, but not just sales process, marketing process, how to automate things, how to use HubSpot. I gained a ton of knowledge, and ultimately it was this company for about 4 years. Definitely things I really enjoyed about the company. Loved helping people. I got to help hundreds of people go from making 10 to 15 bucks an hour working at a restaurant or a UPS warehouse to now making like 60 to 70K working at a SaaS company. It was an amazing experience. There's a lot I didn't agree with in terms of how the company operated. It was a time where at one time I enjoyed the company. At other times I wanted to get out. I wanted to leave. I always had these aspirations to be an entrepreneur, to start my own business. I just really didn't know what. When I began my career, my first full year out of college, I made right around 50K. My second year, I made 100,000. I was 23, 24 at the time. And although I didn't fully enjoy what I did, making that much money at such a young age, it's kind of easy to be like, hey, you know what, maybe this isn't so bad. I wasn't happy at the end of the day. Again, there were things I liked, but there are other things I didn't like, and I ultimately didn't agree with. And I wanted change. At the beginning of the year, I decided, okay, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna build my own agency. I really like building sales processes for these startup companies that I worked with in the past. I wanted to go do that. I wanted to just go work more B2B, and I was a little jaded and tired of working in the B2C space. So I actually got my first client, and it was super difficult. Not so much to get to the client, but to get results for them. A little later, 2020 really rolled around, lost that client, was in communication with a couple other prospects to close deals, and decided to just close shop. I mean, at the time, it wasn't even you don't need a fancy website. You don't even need a domain. Like, I got business from my name sales@gmail.com. And I got people to respond and say, great emails, let's talk. So it really goes to show, like, you don't need all that crap. Yeah, it's good to have a VSL, it's good to have a website, all that stuff, but like, you literally could get started today. You literally could start reaching out today to people with your email. I recommend getting a domain just to look a little more professional, but like, there shouldn't be any excuses. I got to do something. And this was towards the end of 2020, where it's like, this is my opportunity to leave, to get out. I want to do my own thing. I'm not going to have another opportunity, because if we start doing well again, I'm going to kind of be like, I'm making good money. It's not that bad. So I decided, okay, I need to do whatever it takes to get business, to get out of here and do my own thing and be my own boss and have that freedom to do what I want at the end of the day. And that's when late 2020, turned to Upwork to start trying to get some business on there, some little projects here and there, building out, lead scripts, actually, pulling leads, writing cold call scripts, emails, and actually started getting some HubSpot consulting work, which was great because it gave me some capital to slowly start prepping to make my leap. I didn't know exactly what type of agency I wanted to do. Like, I tried to build these sales playbooks. I got a couple clients doing that. But I just didn't know what actually hit, what not. So I basically got a bunch of freelance work, and most people say, save up 6 to 12 months of savings before you quit. I barely had any savings, and it was more like, okay, I have this client and these other clients that like barely equal enough for us to survive. They could fire me tomorrow, but I kind of feel pretty confident that like, hey, I'm kind of guaranteed maybe a month of work. F it, let's go. And I, didn't have a lot of clients. It's not like I was making 10K. It was like 3 to 4K, being super transparent. The initial idea was to build these sales strategies and sales playbooks. Basically, we'd go in and work with a SaaS company that had like no process or system, and build everything from the tools they should be using, setting those up, to nailing down their ICP buyer personas, to building up the call scripts, the emails, how they run discovery calls, how they run a demo, pricing, like everything, like basically a custom recipe. But I was selling to founders that really weren't making a lot of money, and they were going to go do all that themselves. And we were able to sell a couple of them for like 4 to 5K a pop. The problem was they all said, hey, this is great, cool, but like, can you get me leads? And it led me to, okay, let's go do this SDR thing. Let's go do lead generation. And started that and got more clients. The mistakes I made though were, offering, hey, we'll do calling and emailing. And I was charging like next to nothing. Like I was barely making, money with any of these clients just because all the money I was making had to go pay people to make the calls. And someone making calls can't handle 10 accounts. Realistically, they could probably only handle like two, maybe three successfully. So it was a really big learning curve for me, and just kind of, is that something I want to do? How is that scalable? I can't go sell this package for 5K. No one's gonna want to pay that. I needed to go after the companies that had the money, and it's like, cool, 5K. All right, here you go. Let's get going. That was the biggest mistake. And why I didn't target those companies, it's because I saw, oh, you have a sales team already, like you're probably perfect. Or why I didn't go after larger companies to sell my playbooks, instead of 5K, 10K, 15,000, dollars for these, is because, oh, they already have a VP or director of sales. They know what they're doing. That was just my assumption. And eventually I started actually getting to talk to them and realize that they don't know what the hell they're doing. Yeah, you might have 100 employees, you might have a sales team of 5, but you still don't know shit and you're still struggling. And that was a big learning curve and something that really held my growth back. I wish, going back now, that's something I would change, is like, go after larger companies. They have more money, they can afford it. And just because they're larger and you're selling digital marketing services, they might have a marketing person or a marketing team. They might not be doing what you're doing well. Chances are they probably aren't, and they probably could use your help. Decided to, okay, let's go ahead and let's try this SDR thing again, but screw the calling. Let's just do email. And that's what we did, and played around with the pricing, in terms of what works, what doesn't work. And eventually was able to figure out, a system and build a system that was actually scalable where, hey, I didn't need a bunch of bodies, on my team to make calls harder to manage. I was able to build a system that, was actually scalable. And I had systems and processes in place and turned down work that was more custom. For me to be able to double our revenue from 2021 to 2022, it's because we narrowed down what we were working on and we focused more on just one thing. So the way I was able to double my revenue from 2021 to 2022 again is systems and processes. So if you're starting an agency, try and niche down, and everyone tells you this, and like I heard it from day one and I didn't still do it, because when you're starting an agency, you need money, you need capital. You might be in a position like me where you just want to leave your job. You really don't care what you're doing. You don't care if it's random HubSpot work or building scripts or whatever it may be. You just want to leave. You got to have a service that's more productized, that's more repeatable, that has systems and processes where you can have teammates and they can run certain pieces, and you can take a step back for a second. It doesn't mean I still work a lot, but if I step away for a day for whatever reason, the company's not going on. Our clients don't even need to know. And that's what's been able to help double our revenue from 2021 to 2022, is having systems in place, narrowing down our offer, productizing it at the end, and saying no, and going after larger companies. So there's a lot. That's my journey so far in RevFuel.